Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the cabin out here at St. Bernard Acres. Sitting here on the porch for a minute. It's been an eventful day. A lot of work, a lot of good news. I went to Carter Lumber. I got all my 16-foot 2x6's for the addition here. That was fun. I got some video of that. I mean, getting home, I got an 8-foot truck and 16-foot boards. That was fun. Well, that was a lot of fun. 16-foot 2x6's and an 8-foot truck. It kind of teeter even on the tailgate. And I had about 14 miles of country roads, all up and down hills and curves, you know how those are. And the last mile and a quarter was on the dirt and gravel roads. So, you know what they got here. But after I got back and got unloaded, I met with the lady from the health department. She went over and did the site evaluation at Bobby's. And I asked her if she could swing by here and look at the design. We have to do a design if we're doing a self-install and everything. So besides taking the test and getting certified, I had to do the design of the system and lay out all the pieces and, you know, label all the pipes that I'm using and, you know, just the design of the whole thing. And that has to be turned in before you get your permit. And I, you know, asked her, I said, hey, while you're out doing Bobby's survey, can you come by and look at this? And let me know before I turn it in if it'd be okay. Because I'm not an engineer. So she came by, she went over and did his thing, came by, and I gave her that design. She said, this is perfect. This is better than most of the companies that do septics turn in to me. Because, you know, everything was in scale and, you know, I had everything drawn out. All the dimensions, all the lengths and all this, you know. So she was real happy with that. There are two parts to the design. I have to have, you know, the layout, but then the elevation, which is like a side view of it, and show the contour of the land and the slope of the land. I said, I don't know how to do that. I'm still working on that one. And she said, you know what, don't worry about it, Joe. I'll go ahead and do that for you. I have all the, everything here. I'll do a elevation drawing for you. I said, all right, that's awesome. She went down, looked at the tank, looked at the infiltrator chambers, looked at the distribution box. Everything is exactly what it's been. Man, it is windy as hell out here, let me tell you. I got a thing on the mic. Hopefully now you're able to hear me, but boy, is it windy. After I got the lumber unloaded, it started to rain, and then fortunately it dried up when she got out here. But yeah, everything is approved. So there's one more step. Bobby is taking the test this week. I gave him my book. He's going to take the test this week, and I need to get mowed down there where the leach field's going, And we have to get, you know, orange paint or whatever and paint out the lines where the distribution box is going, it's just a formality they have to do. So next weekend here, he and I are going to do both of ours at the same time. She'll come out and okay that. And she said everything's fine. The only thing you have to do is pay for the permit then. $600. $600. So it's like, oh my God. I thought it was $100. No, it's $100 for her to come out and do the site survey. It's $500 for the permit. So, and she said we need to hurry up and get it done because they're talking about raising the prices on the permits. It's like, wow. So, something to think about when you're doing a septic. You know, I put a post up of how much this was costing me. And I get all these people saying, I put my entire system in for $4,200. I had an entire system put in for $2,600. Let me explain something to you. Before a single piece of plastic has been bought, before a shovel has turned over a single blade of grass, $600 for the soil scientist, $65 for the test, $100 for the site survey, $500 for the permit. There's $1,265 before anything is bought and before anything is done. You know, sure, 10 years ago you might have put in a bigger system than mine for $4,500. We have to do things different these days. Every system is different. You know, I love that. Every time I mention something about it, I get 100 people tell me how much cheaper it is to do it this way. You know? But yeah, now I got a guy, you know. Yeah, I mean, that's, and that's doing it myself, mind you. You know, you figure $5,000 worth of parts and $1,500 for, you know, the excavator and all the digging and, you know, it's just, that's what it is, folks. Don't tell me there's cheaper. You had it done a lot cheaper, you know. But I was really happy. I feel so good. I was so worried about that design. I did it 3 or 4 times. I did the design and said, man, I don't like that. You know, it's not exactly the scale. And I throw that in one, because you have to put all the buildings that are here, the future side of the well, the, you know, all this stuff. The barn, the house, the cabin, Alex's house, which we're not talking about. The shed for the solar stuff. They want everything. The driveway, the borders, you know, the property lines. It's a trip. But it's all done. I'm so happy now because she's such a nice lady. Even Bobby said he was nervous as hell. He'd been over there all day moving stuff around and cleaning stuff, you know, not knowing what she was going to say because, you know, you never know. But we're both good. She said we're both very knowledgeable people. You know, she said it's because she asked me if I'd ever done septics before. And I said no. And she's like, well, you know so much about this and the terminology. And, you know, she said, I was just wondering. So I've done a lot of research. Before I even figured out I would do a septic, I wanted to know what all was involved in septics and how they worked and the different types that are available. So yes, I did a lot of research, and she said it shows because, you know, I can just tell. I don't have to worry about you doing your own. I'm like, yeah, that's what I want to hear. And she said, you guys are going to be perfect. You know, she doesn't have to worry about either one of these 2 septics. And we're both doing different ones. I'm doing the infiltrator chambers, and Bobby's doing the gravel and perforated pipe. His soil over there and back in the back, as far back as he is a little bit different. So we have different absorption rates and stuff like that. You know, I could do gravel and perforated pipe, but this is so much easier to do. and I don't have to haul in all this gravel. I think Ed took all the gravel. I don't think there's any gravel available in the area. I think he's taken it all. So, but yeah, I'm very happy. So now I'm gonna jump on the grill. I found these Johnsonville brats that are queso and pepper jack cheese brats, and some jalapeno cheddar brats. But yeah, I'm gonna do 2 of the queso and pepper jack cheese brats. That's gonna be my dinner. I'm getting ready to throw them on the grill now, even in the wind. But yeah, I bought me a bag of chips, so it's gonna be an easy dinner tonight. And remember, I'm gonna do a live stream tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, but I'll do a video, setting that up. But yeah, the good news today. Except another $500 I got to come up with. Holy shit. They get you no matter what. The only good thing is, I know once I'm finally done with this, I got $5,000 coming back from the electric company. So, that's the good part about it. Anyway, I hope everybody has a wonderful evening. It's Friday, thank goodness. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend. If I don't get to see you again until next week, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Remember to like, share, comment, thumbs up. Yeah, all those things. Do all that stuff. I will see y'all later. Time for some queso and pepper jack brats. I'm out.